Hi everyone, this is Tammie Colburn Consejo. Today's video is about anxiety and panic. So as a demonstration of this, we're going to take a look at Curious George in a Jack-in-a-Box setting. And this is what anxiety can feel like. So anxiety is a fear of what could happen, or a belief that this fear will happen. And if you noticed, I was starting the music and then it got faster and faster and faster. Anxiety feeds on itself, and the more we feed it, the more it grows and the more intensified it becomes. A panic attack can be more like this. You're just going along, living your life, and then boom. We don't see the boom coming. So what can happen with panic is we may see a trigger and we may not see a trigger. It just comes. It can come when you're sleeping. It can come out of the blue when you think everything is fine. So there are some hormonal reasons why, with brain chemistry, with stress levels. And some of this is explained in a past video that's on this channel called Brain on Stress. It's a really simple way to understand what in the heck is going on when I feel some anxiety and more anxiety and more anxiety, and what's happening when I panic. So we can't really control it without sometimes medication, oftentimes just with a good old-fashioned toolbox. So anxiety can come in different ways. I know growing up, hearing about family members who were worry warts, or former relatives who had passed on being worriers, and but we weren't really understanding as a culture exactly what anxiety was. So it used to carry a stigma of, oh, just don't be such a worrier. Oh, just get over it. Oh, you're overreacting. Or, oh, you're being dramatic. Stop doing that. Or why do you keep doing that? So what we know now are there are some differences in stress hormone levels when we're feeling anxious. Sometimes it comes down through the DNA. So if you inherited a tendency towards anxiety, you're going to be more likely than somebody who didn't to feel more anxious about things in general. But that's not a death sentence either, because there are lots of ways you can control it. What's scary about panic attacks is that we don't necessarily see a trigger, but those hormones are still at play. And sometimes they just boom, they seem to come out of nowhere. So as I mentioned, sometimes medication can be helpful, but there's so much you can do. And if you realized how empowered you can be, you're going to feel a lot better about whether you have anxiety is kind of an ongoing thing or whether it's a situational thing. So anxiety is manageable. And sometimes it goes away if it's related to a situation. So on this channel, in mid-May, as I'm recording this, we've got around 40 videos so that's numerous strategies on how to manage just stress in general, anxiety, and depression. But getting back to anxiety, what can you do? Well, a lot of it is in how you handle it. So these videos will teach you a lot of things for your toolbox. So check them out. The biggest message I want you to get from this video is that you don't need to be ashamed if you are experiencing anxiety, you're not trying to be difficult. You can't help it. And that's when you want to employ your tools and to get the appropriate support. So sometimes it's just supporting yourself or support from people who care about you and are not judging you. Sometimes it's support from your primary care provider. And sometimes it's mental health support. So if those tools don't work and you're looking at all those videos and you say, oh man, I still could use some guidance in this until I get better at this on my own, then reach out to a mental health provider. If you're in Vermont, Vermont Counseling and Training Center has online openings, and soon we'll be able to reopen with the pandemic requirements to also meet folks if you live at a reasonable driving distance to St. Albans. But there are mental health providers all over the state, and in your state, if you're not in Vermont, who can help you manage the stressors and anxiety that's going on right now. So if you like this video, I encourage you to like it and share it. And also click on the subscribe button and you'll get future videos. So to check out the videos already done, visit the channel name at youtube.com, and the name of the channel is Vermont Counseling and Training Center. Thank you for listening. I'll see you soon.